Welcome back out to another one of our standout student interviews. Caleb Berggraf here with senior AJ Smethers from the Buena Vista Demons. And AJ, first of all, senior year, how's it been going for you so far? You making it through?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Making it through just with taking hard classes and having fun at the same time. It's just a pretty good balance right now.
You mentioned the hard classes, and you said actually some of the hard classes are more of your favorite classes, the AP World History and AP Lit. Before we talk about the classes specifically, what are some of the things that draw you into challenging yourself and make you want to push yourself hard?
By challenging myself, I become better and I understand more than just being taking a class that I don't really do much in. But when I take a challenging class, I'm involved a lot, get to learn more than just taking an easier class.
You also seem to like some of the hands-on stuff and the group stuff, and that goes into chemistry, and that was one of your other favorite classes. What's the best part of chemistry? If somebody is hesitant to get into it and doesn't know if they'll like it or not, what would you tell them that would suck them into the class, and what's the part that they should focus on?
That it's not just all book work and how you're not doing anything, but it's a lot of lab work and hands-on, and that's just kind of what draws me into it.
What's your favorite experiment that you guys have been able to do so far?
I like the flame test. We took different elements and burned them, so they gave off different colored flames. I'm just kind of a pyro, so that's what I like.
I say anytime you can bring the flames out inside of the school building, it always makes it a bit more exciting. You said AP World History, though. You're a big history buff. Talk a little bit about the difference between an AP class in history or a regular history course at the school.
A regular history course doesn't go as in depth. It just kind of grazes over it all. Where an AP history class goes super in depth, and you get to pull more of it out because it's structured like a college class.
You said you're more of a U.S. history buff. Where would you go in the U.S. history timeline if you could jump into somewhere?
Probably the 50s or 60s, just because it was such a big cultural time with cars and just everything else.
You also are involved in AP Literature, and they said you were enjoying that class too, but for a completely different reason. Take us through a basic day in that class or through a basic week in that class.
So we read a book, and then we discuss it, and it's not just read the book and take a test. We go in depth and look at different parts of the book and pull out the deeper meaning, and I like it because it's better structured for people who want to go more in depth. Judging
by some of the features in the classes, I think I know how this answer will go, but what do you look for in a teacher? What makes a good classroom environment for you?
Probably when a teacher is more they're fun, but they're also instructional, so you get more out of it than just watching a movie every class or doing book work all the time where it's split 50-50.
You've kept yourself busy outside of schoolwork, a lot of sports for you. Basically every season you're doing something on the field. What has sports taught you? What are some of the things you've gleaned out of it?
To be a better leader to everyone else and to be a better teammate, to take criticism and work harder.
What are some of the things that you hope to leave to the school too when you graduate as a senior on the athletic side of things? Is there anything you hope that people look and say about you?
Yeah, I hope that the underclassmen say, maybe not just me in general, but the senior class in general is just man, they were really cool. I'm glad that I was able to be a part of that with them.
You're moving on to the next level. You don't know where you want to go yet necessarily, but you said you kind of have the career path narrowed down to a certain vocation. Where is it going to take you? What are some of the things you're looking at?
I just finished my application to the Coast Guard Academy. I'm working on my West Point application as well, but if none of those work out, I'll look to probably Air Force ROTC and major in aeronautical studies at Metro.
What do you like about flying? What are some of the things that make you want to jump into that?
Just the speed. I like pushing yourself to the limit. You're up in the sky by yourself sometimes, and it's peaceful, but yet at the same time exhilarating.
And you also said a couple of military options with West Point and the Coast Guard Academy. Does leadership from sports kind of follow into that? Is that something that encouraged you to do that?
Yeah, it helps a whole lot. They look for leadership along with academics too, but just being in sports, you work well with a team, so then hopefully you're able to push that over to the college side and pass that too.
Well, it sounds like you got a lot of stuff lined up ahead of you, but before we let you go, we'll bring it back to BV two more times. First of all, what advice would you pass on to somebody behind you as a senior? If you could sit down with a freshman for a few minutes, what would you tell them?
It goes by quick. Enjoy every moment. The 4 years is going to go by quicker than you think it does.
You have a lot of memories here, I'm sure, in Buena Vista. When you go away, what are some of the things you're going to think about, brag about, and miss about this area?
Just doing everything with the whole class, my whole class in general, throughout from preschool up. We've always been a tight group. Some people come in, some people go out, but it's always been, I've known everybody, so when I leave, I'll miss it, but when I go somewhere else, I'll find new friends and hopefully have more memories with them.
Always good to have that past to build forward on, and AJ, we'll look forward to you building on that future and doing some big things. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.